I came up hunting and fishing with my dad. And so I was raised on the American River in Sacramento. I've seen the salmon population go down. I've fished all over the country. I've seen the acid rain lakes of the Northwest. I'm sorry, of the Northeast. I fished Lake Mille Lacs, where they were in Minnesota. Was one of the best. I know you do. It was one of the best fisheries around, and you couldn't take a fish out of there. I just came from Alaska, and where the king salmon population is down in Alaska, where all the Indians and people depend on those things. And the climate was, the temperature was 90 degrees, and they said the week before it hit a record of 92 degrees, and I just couldn't. I had heard about these things about 15 years ago. I went fishing at the McLeod Conservancy. And there was a scientist there and his wife, both of them were scientists, and they were talking about the glaciers that were melting. And at that time, I thought they were probably exaggerating. But then when I went there just last week, there were waterfalls everywhere in the middle of the summer of the glaciers melting. Now, I don't know if they're there all the time, because that was my first time there. But, I can really see the change. I can see the change in the pheasant and the duck populations when I go, because I'm a bird hunter. And so, during this course of time, there are no more wild birds. Now they're all planet birds. And I'd rather not hunt those. You got to go to North Dakota or South Dakota to find, wild birds. So I really see a difference. I'm also big into, water purity, having clean, drinkable water for our kids and our future.
Does that make you sad when you go up there? I mean, there's a lot of sort of sadness. What do you do with that sadness?
Well, I mean, I'm trying to, pass a message. When I hear people talking about there's no global warming, there's no climate change, and that's false. I mean, I think we need to do something about it, and do something about it right now, and not just blame China or different countries. We have to. It's a global problem.